Toronto real estate market just hit a turning point. Prices are down more than 10% year over year. Inventory it's at the highest in years and homes are sitting longer on the market. So what does that mean for you if you're buying or selling this fall? Stick around because I am breaking down the numbers, the trends and what they really mean for you and your bottom line. Hi, my name is Neta, and I am your local real estate expert. Every single month, I take the complicated market data and translate it into a simple, practical insights for homeowners, buyers, and investors. By the end of this video, you will know exactly where the market stands, how to interpret the trends, and whether it's a smart time to make a. So let me start by saying that in this video, we will only look at the data specifically for City of Toronto. We will not be including anything from other regions. I created a separate video for each of those regions that you can look as well. It's already uploaded and posted in this channel. So let's get started. In August 2025, City of Toronto recorded 1,779 home sales, and the average selling price was at the 992,000, and the median price was just under 960,000. Now, the home price index, which kind of smooths out the edges and gives us a more accurate view of value, sits at 1.15 million, which is also down 10% year over year. That's the headline number. It's a double-digit correction compared to last summer. But remember, the averages don't really tell the whole story. The big driver right now is the choice. Buyers have finally have it. Active listings jumped to 9,644 homes. So let me move one more. Okay. Which actually translates to 5 months of inventory. Remember when we were at the peak of the market back in 2021, we had supply, I believe, for 2 weeks, which is a substantial difference, right? And this is the highest we have seen in years. So really, we have shifted out of the extreme seller's market of the pandemic years into what feels right now much more like a balanced, buyer's market. So at 34.5%, the numbers really don't lie. Buyers are holding more power right now. Homes are also taking much longer to sell. The average days on the market right now in City of Toronto, it's 34 days. And that's really a big change from the days when homes, would move just in under a week. And the negotiation power, well, homes are sold for an average of 97% of their listing price. That means the sellers are discounting, and sometimes by tens of thousands, a lot of the times actually even more, just to secure a buyer. Now let's do a property type deep dive. Detached homes remain definitely the priciest segment. The average home sale price was at 1.52 million, but it is also prices here dropped 10% compared to last year. Buyers in this market have significant leverage, especially if a home is not staged or it's not priced correctly. Then we're looking at the semi-detached homes and row houses. Semi-detached homes are averaged at 1.13 million and are down 9% year over year. Interestingly, semis and row houses are holding up slightly better than the detached homes because they are more affordable and in really high demand for families who are moving up from condos. Now, if we're looking only at the townhouse, either condos or freehold, they are average around 756,000 kind of benchmark. And they're also down 10%. This segment is often overlooked, but for kind of buyers who are priced out of detached homes, this is really where demand is steady. Now for condos. Condos were the most active segment. We had 890 sales in August with an average price of 667,000. But here is a challenge. Inventory is massive. There are over 5,800 condos on the market right now within the city of Toronto. And that means buyers have incredible choice. And sellers have to be extra competitive with pricing. And even with prices coming down, the affordability hasn't really dramatically improved for the average household. And why is that? Well, it's very simple because the mortgage rates, which while they are below as they were in 2023 and 2024 peak, they are still high compared to the ultra low rates of the pandemic era. The Bank of Canada's prime rate is still at 2.75%, and even though we're expecting to drop it, it probably won't happen until early next year. For a typical buyer, that means that the monthly payment on $1 million home is still out of reach for an average income in Toronto. And until the borrowing costs come further down, the affordability will remain a challenge. But here's the thing. If and when rate cuts come later this year or early next year, we could see a wave of buyers returning, which could tighten the market and potentially push the prices back up. Now, let's look at something very interesting. We're going to look at the areas, the top 5 neighborhoods where prices dropped the most, and top 5 neighborhoods within the city of Toronto that had the last. Now let's look at the areas that experienced the biggest price drop, which are marked red, and then the areas that had the least price changes, which are marked yellow. You know, not all neighborhoods are created equal. Some parts of Toronto saw a really sharper price drop than others. For example, the steepest declines were in the areas like Toronto East and Central, where benchmark prices fell around 9 to 10% or even more than 10%. But some pockets really held up much better. Neighborhoods on like the beaches, where in other areas, Jane and Finch. But some other pockets really held up much better. Neighborhoods like the beaches, Jane Finch, northern, but some other pockets held up much better. Neighborhoods like the beaches, Jane and Finch, and some other areas where prices slipped only around 2 to 3%. So it's really critical not to generalize. If you're buying or selling, the citywide average may not tell the whole story of your specific neighborhood. So let's now break down all these numbers and what that means for you. For buyers, you finally have options after all these years. Buyers now are winning. You have more listings, you have more time and more room to negotiate, but really don't wait too long, because if and when rates drop, competition could heat up again very quickly. For sellers, price strategically. Overpricing is the number one reason homes sit unsold. Staging and marketing matter more than ever when buyers have choice. And for investors, cash flow is still tough because of the interest rates, but this market may really offer long-term entry opportunities, especially in condos where sellers are motivated. So let's just wrap this up. Toronto real estate in August 2025 is a shifting market. Prices are down double digit, inventory is climbing, and buyers are regaining power. But every neighborhood and property type tells a different story, as you have seen in this report. If you are wondering whether now is the right time to buy, sell, or just hold off, let's chat. I will run the numbers for your neighborhood and give you a custom strategy. Just reach out to me using the link above and book a call with me or DM me directly. I'm always here and happy to help. And if you find this update helpful, make sure you subscribe for next month breakdown. And if you would like to see the report for other regions like York, Peel, Halton, Durham, and others, just look in the videos. There's a link below as well. And if you would like to watch at the other reports for other regions that I prepared, York, Peel, Durham, Halton, Simcoe, Dufferin, just look for the link below in this video or in my channels, and you can see that report as well. Some of them will surprise you. I was surprised when I saw the numbers as well for some of the regions on the east side. It's very surprising how it's extremely different than what Toronto is experiencing right now. And if you are a homeowner who is kind of considering of selling, but you don't know where to start, I have prepared a step-by-step checklist, prepare your home for sale, that will help you to be proactive and kind of decide, what would be the best step for you. And make sure you comment checklist, and I will email you